Welcome back to the security stream. I'm Jamie Pease. I'm the chair of the security the working group, and welcome back to for our next session in the security stream. I was just saying to Sue, we've got like a back-to-back sessions today, as we've got a busy day. So welcome to the security stream if it's your first time joining. It gives me great pleasure to welcome back Claudius from Monsono. So I remember, Claudius, you were with us in November, weren't you, at the conference in Westbury Hall, and you came and presented, didn't you, the security stream around PTF. So you're going to be talking to us about Db2 security today. So yeah, in the security stream, we like to cover the subsystems as well, and Db2 being one of those. Just a quick reminder, you can post your questions in the chat, but also if at a convenient moment, and we'll read those out, and also you can actually unmute your line when there's a suitable stopping point and ask your question to Claudius live if you want to. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Don't be shy. Please bring those questions forward. And this is session 8.0 for the purpose of feedback. So quick reminder there, I will remind you at the end. Don't forget to do your feedback, folks. Anyway, Claudius, welcome back, and over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you for this warm welcome. One technical note, I'm running this presentation from laptop and cannot see any chat questions. That's why for this one I will go at the end. But if you have a question, let's say on the specific moment, it's better to ask using your voice and microphone. Okay, you said that it's 12 in UK, and I'm today running this presentation from Chennai in India. Okay, I say a few words about myself. I already presented on the GSC conference in November. I got a topic about mostly about ZOS maintenance, hyper security, PTF management, and currently I try to put some background about Db2 security. I got over 23 years experience in IT, out of it 18 on mainframe area. I started as a mainframe operator, next as a system programmer, after that few years as a technical team lead. Currently, I'm a director of system programmers team in Monsono. I've built it from scratch for the last 2.5 years, and currently we are reached almost 20 sysprocs in Poland. I'm located normally in Gdańsk, in Poland. Currently, I'm running this presentation from Chennai. My areas of interest are mainframes and cybersecurity. That's why appearing on the security stream is kind of a must for me. I also interested in every new stuff which are coming in security area, not exactly connected to mainframes, but potentially which could affect also this environment. One slide about Monsono. We are a mainframe service provider. It's our core business. We are providing services throughout the world, mostly about mainframe infrastructure. And my team is doing one of these tasks for several customers overall the world. Let's go to the Db2 backup security. Important thing is to understand the integration of Db2 with RACAF, used for user authentication and authorization, and how RACAF provides access control, which ensure that only authorized users can interact with specific Db2 resources. DB2 has, let's say, own internal built-in security and external provided by RACAF or Top Secret or other products for security. As it's stated, security can be managed by the database administrator, especially when it's internal security, or by security administrator when it's external and we are talking about RACAF implementation. For internal, DB2 native privileges and roles are tracked in the DB2 catalog. For external, ESM, external security module, is used to verify the privileges. Specific authorization exit routine is used. There's an X, not XIC. And the security database for RACAF is maintained. If we can have both, let's say, running in on one database, we can have internal and external. It can be combined. It's somehow enhanced security measures. But if there is some doubts, if we got the return code 4 unable to determine, the internal security takes precedence. Yeah, this is also some hint. From security admin, more recommended is, of course, be on external security, because everything is supported in one place. RACAF access control module allow us to use RACAF in addition to DB2 authorization, about checking DB2 objects, authorities, commands, and utilities. It could be easily activated, as I said before, by this access control authorization exit point. RACAF access control module receives control from DB2 exit point to handle DB2 authorization checks. Yes, this is how it works. What is the RACAF role in the access control? Yes, this is the single point of control of security administration. Yes, for DB2. We can directly provide all the reports or the management from one point. Yes, it's much easier to manage. Also, much easier to audit such setup. Also, it allows us to define security rules even before the DB2 objects are created, and still the security rules are persist even if the DB2 object is dropped. RACAF provides the ability to protect multiple DB2 objects with one single security rule, and using combination of RACAF generic grouping and member profiles. Yes, for those people who are who knows profiles, we can easily use them. Yeah, RACAF simplify especially the process of revocation of dependent privileges. When on the native DB2 security, removing all the trees of the securities is quite cumbersome task. On the RACAF is much easier to achieve. It's also more flexible when we have multiple DB2 systems. We can provide a single set of RACAF profiles to support all of them. And I think this is also important. We are validating user ID even before the user have any access to the DB2 object. Okay, next topic, privilege management. Simply, the privilege is permission to perform an action or a task. Privileges also can be explicit or implicit. Explicit privileges is when specific privileges has a name and is a result of a grant or revoke statement. And implicit comes from ownership of any objects, including plans and packages. If we would like to grant or revoke privilege, we need to provide we can provide privileges to individual users. We can also provide special privileges to group or to the public. Yes, and only authorized users can create objects, can have access objects they create, they own, and also they can pass the privileges of their own objects to other users by using the grant. Yes, if they are owning, they can also provide these to others. There are several administrative authorities in DB2, and each of them is vested with a specific set of privileges. And the same authorities, common authorities, are in DB2 for ZIOS, for Linux, and for Unix. With these authorities, administrators who manage DB2 can manage their databases environments in a consistent approach. Other row level permission and column mask. Yes, this is way when we can provide the access to a specific row in the database for a specific table. It specifies the conditions under which a user group can access to the row on the specific table, and also it restricts based on the individual permissions. The authority of SecAdmin manage the privacy and security policies which are associated with the individual tables. Column mask is a similar feature, but it could be applied on the columns. And it also exactly specifies the condition on which group or user can receive the mask value that are returned for a column. And only SecAdmin and sysadmin can manage column mask. Yes, this row for DB2. Next important topic, encryption. We have Db2 native encryption, which are using a two-tier approach. Data is encrypted with data encryption key, DK, which is in turn encrypted with master key. The DK is stored within the data, but master key need to be stored in some external, and of course it should not be anywhere on the mainframe. Db2 native encryption ensures that DK is never exposed outside of the encrypted database, including transaction log or a backup file. Yeah, we have built-in encryption and decryption functions that could be used to encrypt sensitive data. We can encrypt data at the specific column or even on the value level. If we would like to retrieve the data in the decrypted format, we need to be fully authorized and get the accesses. And Db2 offers two different built-in functions for encrypting and decrypting data. Encryption in transit during the sending data. Db2 uses TLS to securely transmit data between servers and clients. TLS use both asymmetric and symmetric cryptography to make this work. It's a, let's say, industry standard. Next topic, auditing, which is very important in managing security. Db2 audit facility generates an audit trail for a series of predefined database events. All of them are of the records are kept in audit log file, and analysis of this record is important to find any misuse of data, of also trying to getting access without proper credentials, for example. The audit facility provides also audit at both the instance and the individual database level. And it's recording these activities with separate logs for each. Configuring and enabling Db2 auditing consists of several steps. First, we need to identify the categories of audit records that we want to have generated. Next, we are configuring the location of the file system when it will be stored and next archived. Next point is to create an audit policy to cover the categories of audit records identified, and audit statement to enable auditing of the entirety. And we are starting generating audit logs. Very important is archiving and extracting audit logs, especially if we would like to audit more events. It will be pretty big. We need to think about it and also plan some archiving procedures, when they will be stored, and how long all these things need to be managed before even we start auditing. Otherwise, we can end up with lack of storage messages. Okay, very shortly about Db2 hacking. There are some, let's say, well-known mainframe hacks. Exotica 2008, Nordia 2013. There are, of course, many more. Not of them are gone public. Some of them remains internally in the companies. But anyway, mainframes are not unhackable. Yes, there are pretty lot security issues which are covered by seconds on operating system level, ZIOS, but also on the Db2. Yes, such PTFs are, let's say, constantly are coming to our systems. That's why the maintenance and providing the current RSU levels, applying and also tracking the PTFs from the security perspective is very important. Yes. Mainframes are more and more open to the world. That's why more and more issues could happen. Generally, Db2 hackings could involve unauthorized access to the Db2 database. Threats to Db2 could come from authorized and unauthorized users. Some authorized users simply could have or would like to have more access than they have and would try to overcome the existing setup of the security. We can categorize the threats into data threats, configuration threats, audit, and executable threats. What are the common threats to Db2? Poor authorization controls on base tables, configuration threats in Db2 configuration. I think this is a pretty big point. We have a lot of parameters in Db2, and we need to set up them very consciously, because if it will be set up wrongly, it's also a big threat to Db2. Mitigation strategies. Of course, as I said, regular database maintenance. Also updating the table and index statistics reorg, upgrading software to the current service levels, and keep and take advantage of the most current PTFs, especially seconds. Yes, this is something which is currently more and more on demand from customers and also on demand from the regulators and auditors. A few words about security objects. Db2 security refers to the protection of sensitive data by controlling access to Db2 objects and subsystem and other systems. It is set through a security plan and implemented through privilege and authority management. And we've got also audit of accesses to the protected data. Authentication and authorization. Authentication is completed by security facility outside the Db2, mostly on the ESM which we are using. Could be ACF or top secret or RACAF. And authorization is the process when database manager obtains information about authentication user, and it shows which operations the user can perform and which objects the user can access. We have Db2 security authorities is system administrator, ADM, system control, system maintenance, system monitor, and they are providing various degrees of control user over the functions. Security administrator, sec ADM, database administrator, DBDM, access control, data access, SQL administrator, workload management administrator, and explain. These are the special security authorities. Regarding SQL objects, user can authorize through SQL grant and revoke statement, or the edit object authority, or grant object authority or revoke CL commands. Advanced security features. Db2 can verify user credentials against the operating system or local security authority. It also can integrate with LDAP. It allows us to centralize the management of credentials. And after it's authenticated, the database manager determines if the user is allowed or not to data and resources. Secure socket layer, SSL. Is the encryption for network communication, SSL TLS between client application and Db2 database. And transparent data encryption is to encrypt data stored in the database. It prevents unauthorized access to the data, even if physical media is compromised. Okay, role-based access control and role-based dynamic filtering and column-based dynamic masking. Db2 Big SQL supports RBAC. It also supports row-based dynamic filtering. and column-based dynamic masking is another advanced feature supported by Db2 Big SQL. Okay, here I stored few interesting and important website, especially the first one about securing Db2, which is in IBM documentation. I think this is must read for all Db2 security admins. There are a lot of hints and a lot of ways how to secure your data and how to be on top and prevent anything bad. Others are also very good presentations or information about how to manage and control security.
Okay, Claudius. You might want to keep your camera off, Claudius, because I think you're having bandwidth issues before. So
Okay.
you might want to just
No
just in case you freeze again. Yeah. Always the best way when you've got these let's say you've got bandwidth problems. So yeah, any questions, anybody? Do you want to you can unmute your line, or you can post something in the chat. I won't put my camera on either, by the way, so I don't affect you. But, like I say, you can unmute your line. That's enabled if you want to fire a question at Claudius. So, Claudius, I'll ask a couple of questions if that's okay. So, you were talking about, there's a lot of security features that you've covered there, that are available in DB2. I mean, in your opinion, are you seeing the way that I see it is that a lot of sites are not actually exploiting, getting the value out of those features. They kind of sort of, I would say, some cases bare minimum with DB2 security. Is that your experience, or are you kind of seeing an improvement in or an uptake in using those?
Yeah, from my perspective, definitely the proper parameterization of the DB2. Also proper RACAF setup and auditing. Yes, these three parts of the suite of the security for DB2 need to be done, all of them. Yes, at once. Yes, they need to work together. Because if we are missing any of these, we are also losing from our horizon some important things. Yes. And also, let's say, basic security on the ZEOS level, yes, because I don't know, access to the APF load libraries need to be strictly separated and put to only specific occasion, yes, because if we got the access on the internet, they are ready to go exploits, even for DB2 in assembler. When you put some smart assembler code and you can grant your access to the DB2.
Yeah, and are you seeing because there's historically we've seen a lot of sites still running with internal DB2 security. Are you seeing more sites kind of converting to external security now, or is it kind of more weighted towards internal?
Yeah, what I see, especially, let's say, finance institutions, maybe are they a little forced by the third parties and by the audits, because if you have any of the ESM, RACAF, or top secret, even running the reports is much easier.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I think we will. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's any IBMers on the from DB2 world on this session, but I could see a day where actually IBM will just do a cutoff point to say, right, from this release of DB2, you must use external security. You will no longer, like they did with SDSF, where have to have it under RACF control. I could see a day where the sites will be forced to do that. Just as it seems to be the direction of travel with other products. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's a bit of a controversial topic, I know, because sometimes you have a discussion with the DB2 team, say, look, we want to convert to RACF, and there's in my experience, there's always been fights around. No, we want to keep this responsibility in the DB2 team, and the security team are saying no, this responsibility should be in in the security team. And I think some of that is down to the kind of experience levels with DB2, not knowing what to grant access, what not to grant access to, and all the intricacies of DB2. I think is it's a bit of a controversial topic.
Yeah, but if we are stay on the native, some of the things are hidden from the security administrators. Yes, which is not good.
Indeed, that is the thing, isn't it? Yeah, you sort of the whole world is sort of hidden away.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also an important point actually, because I was working on a project around connecting RACF to an identity management solution, and of course, you've got the visibility in the identity management solution of the users and the groups and things. And of course, when some of these controls are sort of hidden away, not under RACF control, then they're not visible when it comes to reporting and recertification and so on. So it's yeah, interesting. Yeah. About conversion. So, any thoughts on it? Because there's a conversion tool available to go from internal to external, isn't there? With supplied by IBM. From my memory, is that still the case?
Yeah, the tool exists, and I think they also support by IBM if you'd like to move it from
To
one
move it.
to yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But from memory, I think that's a lift and shift, isn't it, of everything from what's in the catalog, I think, over to RACF or ACF2 or Top Secret is from memory.
Yeah.
There's a little trick, by the way, folks, around if you've got Z Secure, and I'm not sure if the same is true for Vanguard. If you are thinking about converting, one of the things that Claudius mentioned was about the DB2 authorization exit. What you can do is you can activate that, put that in place, activate the DB2 classes, but don't put any profiles in them. And if you've got like Access Monitor running, and I think I forget the Vanguard equivalent, it will see all the authorization calls because it will go to RACF first once those classes are active, but of course there'll be no profiles, so then it will fall back to the native DB2 security checking. But the point is that Access Monitor or Vanguard would have captured that in its in its recording, so you'll be able to see actually when resources are hit. So the advantage there is that you'd be able to kind of see which things are being called upon, so that you don't kind of lift and shift everything, from the old world into the new world. So yeah, that's just a little tip I learned from Z Secure development a few years ago around DB2, internal to external migrations. So anyway, just a little thought I'd throw in there. Yeah. Any other questions or thoughts? No? Okay. Well, Claudius, thank you very much. Apologies for the technical issues there. But I'm going to blame you, Claudius. I think it was on your side this time that you did well. You did well to recover. So thanks. Nice to see you again. And you're going to hopefully upload your slides, aren't you,
Yeah.
to the so they'll be available for download. And of course, we'll have the recording available as well. So don't forget, folks, to leave your feedback. So this is session 8.0. For the purpose of feedback. So don't forget to do that. You can go into your My GSE and bring your own agenda, and click on the link there. And also, if you click on the main agenda page, go to Claudius's session, click on his title, and go scroll right down to the bottom, and you'll be able to click on the feedback link. And providing you're signed into My GSE, those details will be populated. Don't forget that feedback's important, not only for Claudius and the other presenters, but also to the conference and Best Speaker Awards, and also CPE points as well if you're collecting those. So, yep, once again, Claudius, thanks very much. We're going to have a break now. So we're slightly ahead of, we've got some extra time. So the next session starts at 1:30 UK time. For security, we've got Broadcom up next at 1:30, talking about or advanced trends in authentication, which should be quite interesting. But of course, there are, don't forget, other streams running, other sessions running. So if that's not for you, then feel free to join those. But of course, we'd love to have you back in security. So enjoy your lunch as it is now here in the UK, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Thanks once
Okay.
again, Claudius.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.